Hey, great news everyone! Captain Kirk is back on the captain's chair, but he's not traveling through space and time, no sirree. He is traveling by sea and air. Yeah, that's right. It's my review of his latest film, The Finest Hours. Right, so the good thing I find about this film, I like the fact that it's based on a true story, and you get to see one of the Coast Guards and one of their biggest rescues ever. In terms of great actors, the one actor that kind of stood out for me more was really Casey Affleck, who, if you haven't noticed, he's Ben Affleck's younger brother, and also starred in one of his great films, Gone Baby Gone. What I liked about Casey Affleck in this film was really he plays kind of the loner-esque character, all by himself, don't want to be disturbed. But when his ship gets wrecked, he really kind of just stood up to the challenge and just say, hey, I need all the help we can get. We have to stay alive before the Coast Guards come. And really, I mean, it's kind of like what I would do in this situation. It's kind of like, hey, I'm kind of all by myself, but yet when something goes bad, we have to do something about it. So really, that's what I kind of like. That's what I basically like about Casey Affleck's performance in the film. The bad thing I find about this film, really, Chris Pine and Eric Bana are both such great actors. They really, to me, in a sense, kind of fell short with this film. Really, I wish they would have done so much with their characters. Pine, for one, was really kind of the aw shucks kind of guy with a really terrible Boston accent. And Eric Bana, to me, was really just there to cash in a paycheck, which to me was really disappointing because the last films I saw these guys in were Pine, the Star Trek films, and Bana, well, his only good movie was Munich. And that was kind of just the disappointing factor I have with these guys, because really, I would have think these guys would have done so much better. Right, the terribleness I could find about this film, in itself, this was really just a cheap Disney movie version of The Perfect Storm. And if you haven't seen The Perfect Storm and put this with The Finest Hours, these two are really one and the same thing. I mean, these both have like the cheesy action sequences, the CGI, lame cheesy CGI stuff, all the ships going overboard, you know. And really, it was just kind of a disappointing factor. I mean, really The Finest Hours, they spend so much hours trying to get to Casey Affleck's crew. It really, yet again, this is basically a cheap knockoff of The Perfect Storm because they spend so much hours trying to search for Casey Affleck's crew. And really, to me, that was just kind of the disappointing factor, is because they really could have done so much more story-wise. And really, that's what I would have done if I directed a film like The Finest Hours. So, verdict-wise, is this the finest hours I had in the theaters? No. Especially when I had to watch this film in 3D. That was really kind of the bummer-esque I found about it. To be truthful, The Finest Hours was okay. I wish they would have done so much better. And really, if you want to have your kids, if you want to take your kids to see a movie like this, I would suggest more of red boxing this film rather than spending $8 to see a movie like this. And really, by itself, it was just a cheap knockoff of The Perfect Storm. So I would suggest red boxing it. I'm the Movie Zealot. If you want to see my full review, go to this website down below.